We got Ryan writes in from St. Louis. He goes, I tried submitting online, but it did not appear to go through. So sending it via email. Thanks. Okay. Little note to IT. Got a little problem with our website.
They have been told, and they keep saying, well, sometimes if people have slow internet connections, and I'm thinking, I think it might be the slow website that's the problem.
I believe you're probably right, Andy.
So if you have questions and you can't get them through the form, you can just email info@purefinancial.com, and we'll make sure that gets to Joe and Big Al.
Yeah. He found it.
He did.
I wonder how long it took him. I wonder if he's like, man, I tried to send this question like 8 times. And he's like, screw it. I'm just going to go to info. Hello, Joe, Big Al, Andy. I've not met Andy in person, but can tell from just her voice, she is a beautiful person.
Thanks, Ryan.
Oh, wow. Look at what the hell is going on here.
We'll just exit. We'll let Andy answer this one because clearly there's a favorite.
Yeah, Ryan, he's just going full court press. Just listen to your voice every week as it comes out. I cannot say the same for Joe and Big Al, as I do not have this power with male voices. Oh, and he's a cheese ball too to go with it.
He can't tell if you're beautiful people.
Oh, love this guy. I've been listening to the show for about 6 months and love it. Please keep up the great work. All right. Well, I guess this is the last episode. Big Ryan. I have what I think you will consider to be an easy or short question. My father-in-law just retired, and he is wondering how best to withdraw from an IRA when in retirement. Do you simply take a fixed amount of monthly at a conservative rate, or do you keep a safety stock of cash in the account to draw from while the remainder rides in the market? I'm thinking of times like now when the market's down 20% and systematic withdrawals would hurt your position more while the market is lower than average. If you have a position of cash, you could then buy more when the market is down or build this cash reserve when the market is up. If cash reserve is best, how would you recommend? 6 or 12 months or more? I drive a 2017 F-150, have a 2-year-old golden retriever named Blazer. My loyal wife and 2 twin boys. Oh, lovely wife. Did I say loyal?
You did. I think that might have been a little projection there.
Yeah, that works though.
Well, Big Rye from St. Louis, he's like, yeah, I got my loyal wife. As I listen to Andy's voice. I love to drink Fantasyland IPA, Fantasyland.
Never heard of that one.
And thanks for your advice. We don't give advice here, Ryan. Don't give advice. What we do is we just chat a little bit about people's financial situation. Okay. So this is, this market downturn, Alan, I'm feeling that people are more chill, more confident, or more something, like in years past, and we haven't seen a ton of them, but, people would kind of be freaked out. You know what I mean? We'd get a lot of calls from clients. We have thousands of clients. We manage billions of dollars of assets. And over the years, as Al and I were growing our business, we would get calls and people would be a little bit scared and a little bit freaked out. And, then we'd have to talk them off the ledge and so on and so forth. But I think this time around, it's a little bit different. I think either more and more people are getting more educated. And like Ryan here, he's like, okay, we got a market downturn of 20%. So be it. But what should I be doing in regards to distributions, right? Should I keep this stash at 20%? Should I be a 6 months of income need, 12 months of income need? Should I be taking distributions? Where should I be taking the distributions from? It's not like, oh my God, what is the market going to do as a skull? The sky is falling and everything else. He's looking for strategy that's really sound, that makes sense for him or his father-in-law, or whoever he's asking this for, which I applaud for. So anyway,
Yeah,
I digress.
Yeah, I agree with that too. I think that anyone probably in their 40s and even or 50s and older, they went through the Great Recession. They saw how this worked. That was the worst recession since the Depression. And I've never been clear on what's the difference between a depression and a recession. It doesn't really matter. It was the worst downturn that we've had since
One Al Capone lived in. The other was 2000.
I think I read once that our government didn't want to call it a depression because people would get too freaked. So that's why it became the Great Recession. But nevertheless, that doesn't matter. I guess the point is the people that are thinking about retirement now lived through this, and they saw, you know what, as bad as that was, it came back. So we've got some confidence, right? I think the younger generation, if they've invested in an 11, 12-year bull market and all of a sudden it goes down, that might be a little different because they haven't had that experience. But yeah,
with some of the fire folks that we kind of blew up over the years, what are they doing?
Right.
How about that crypto? Remember her?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Amanda. Her name was Amanda. She worked. Yeah. I remember the company that she worked for. I'm not sure if she's still there or not.
Yeah.
Yeah. And how about the guy that leveraged to the hilt to buy rentals?
That was Kubert.
Kubert.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
That
leveraging.
I can predict what's going to happen there.
Yes, sir. But Ryan, yeah, so he's asking two different questions. One's a bucketing strategy, one's a distribution or the 4% rule or whatever.
Right.
So he's saying, all right, well, if I take 4% out of the portfolio, or 3%, is that a better way to do it than bucketizing the portfolio? And bucketizing means I'm not going to take a 4% distribution from the total balance and sell all positions within the portfolio. I'm going to have some money set aside in cash or to live off of for 6 months, 12 months, or whatever that is, as the market then can recover. So I'm not selling stocks that are down. I think both are fine, but both are flawed. I think, again, I think the theme of today's show is like, all right, well, what are you trying to do with the money and manage the money appropriately towards your goals? And if you have a really sound goal of what you're trying to accomplish and have a set strategy, a real clear strategy of what you should be doing in good markets and bad, then you're fine. Then right? Then you just kind of roll through it. You just execute on things that should be doing when markets are bad. Right now, you should be looking at Roth conversions. You should be tax loss harvesting. You should be buying equities because markets are down, right? When markets are up, then you take a look, okay, well, maybe I should be selling. You sell high, buy low, right? So there's different things and different strategies that you should be doing given bear markets and bull markets. But as long as you understand what your strategy and plan is and what the money's for, then you can trigger those executions automatically. You can, or have an advisor do it, or have a robo advisor do it, or set it, and forget it, whatever. But then these help with times like this, it helps calm the nerves, right? You know what you're going to do.
Yeah, I think you particularly when you're in withdrawal mode, you need some growth, but you need a lot of safety because you're withdrawing money. Safety is generally bonds. If you want to withdraw from bonds when stocks are up, and stocks, other way around, just withdraw from stocks when they're up, and when stocks are down, withdraw from bonds. Great. If you want to sell a few of your bonds into cash for a year's cash for whatever needs you have for the year, that's a super simple way to do it. But yeah, I guess the main point is have the right allocation for what your needs and goals are.
Are you prepared for retirement? Schedule a free financial assessment with an experienced financial professional right online at purefinancial.com.